What up, fam? Did my Lego Black Falcon castle survive the plane ride to Brickworld, Chicago? Forget my voice. It's like literally been gone from speaking too much at the convention. Now, this is a follow-up to a previous video where I packed my Black Falcon army and castle for Brickworld, Chicago. But the question is, how did the MOC fare after being checked in on a plane traveling across the country? Now, I'm sure many of you are either sick and tired of hearing it, have the FOMO, or am planning to go again next year. But Brickworld Chicago 2023 was an amazing event that I wish more people in the community have the ability to attend in the future.
We out here, Brickworld Chicago 2023. More importantly, where are you?
The time definitely hit the hype that was pretty much given to it for the past 6 months to the year. And now that it's over, it is a bittersweet moment because I'm exhausted. I got to hang with the crew and chill with so many of my friends that I've already met in this Lego space, let alone meet a lot of new people and converse with them until my voice was completely gone. Then again, my voice was actually gone prior to the convention, and obviously talking just didn't help. In fact, this isn't helping either. Oh well, I'm just actually gonna read what I wrote on Instagram. Thank you to everyone that said hi this past week. To all of you who left me a little mock trophy or token, gave me a SigFig sticker, brick, or gift, you are all awesome and I'm so grateful. As you can see, I was able to add some cool signatures to the wall. Plugging in Sands again for that idea. And to all of you Brickmania folk at World War Brick, way to make me feel guilty for not attending, but for also reminding me how supportive you all are. Last, although there were some few hiccups this past week, it was great to see this kind of positivity, love, and support for each other. Last year, many of us came as cliques and left as one community. This year, it was just one solid community. That's kind of the best way to sum it all up.
Shy, how many Black Falcon figures you got?
I think I have about 1129.
When is the last time you checked?
Right now.
Can you check again? Check it. Check again.
I'm counting to 1129.
No.
I know I brought out 1129.
Shy. Check. Check with your eyes. Around here. How many are here?
It's 1120. What the?
Do you know where you didn't get them?
Oh, come on, man. So back to the MOC, the actual build setup. So when I arrived on Tuesday, I didn't really sleep at the opportunity to just start building. I already knew that before I could even enter the hall, which would have been the next day, might as well get the mills plates done. And while I had my friends help me out building these mills plates, since it's a pretty repetitive thing, and actually they did most of the work. So hey, thank you guys for that. Now, before even starting this setup, and even online way before I even left for Chicago, a lot of people offered their services to help me get this thing built. To everyone's eyes, yes, this is a repetitive thing to get these stacked minifigures together, but I kind of had a system in play, and for me, it's a soothing process. So the following day, when I was actually allowed to start building, it was around 1 p.m. and I took the castle facade, built that first, set it aside, and worked on the minifigures. All in all, it took about 12 hours to actually finish. And yes, I was kind of distracted many times because I got to see new people arriving to the convention. So you know how that goes. Hi, how are you? Miss you. Hello. Oh my God. So that was a distracting in itself. I didn't really eat. And as my friends slowly checked on me, they actually gave me their support. They either continuously asked if I needed help or literally just stood and sat next to me till I was finished. And by the end, when I finished my final minifig plate, I actually needed their help. And it wasn't like I didn't want them to help me stack minifigures anyways. I just had a very specific system that I just needed to work on my own just because I thought it would be faster. Then again, I probably should just listen to my friends. But in the end, I did need their help when attaching the mills plates together with the figs on them. The tables weren't really flush, so we had to play with either leveling out the table and connecting the Technic pins to the plates. It was rather annoying and obviously tired. I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself, so thankfully they were there to help me out. I did forget the pins for the skirts of the plates. I ended up just kind of stacking it around, just pretending like they were connected. And as I was stacking, I also forgot that I didn't change out the heads for the red cavalry falcons. I had to call home and ask the wife to bring some flesh tone heads prior to her leaving for the airport the next day. But the homies did come in clutch in this entire process from the beginning to the end, so I can't really express my gratitude to them all for not only helping me out, but kind of just chilling with me throughout the entire process. As for the public and the rest of the convention, I think it did pretty well. I mean, as I was sitting down behind the mock or kind of just hovering around, a lot of people just couldn't help but not look at the massive number of minifigures on a plate. I mean, there's really something awe-inspiring about a minifigure in itself, but to see it in numbers is ridiculous, especially in some sort of purpose formation, just like I had in the build. Now, in comparison to a lot of the mocks that were there in the convention, yes, it's child's play in comparison to New Ashima, which was the cyberpunk masterpiece of the convention, which everyone should check out because it was amazing. They literally started building Tuesday and didn't finish till midnight right before the public day. They're probably still breaking it down right now. But I digress. There were a lot of other mocks that were out in the convention hall that were beautiful, took time, had a lot of heart, and I can't not express how inspiring a lot of those builds were. A lot of these take it to a new level of ingenuity, engineering, and just art. Also, you could walk through the hall 50 times and still miss something. That being said, my mock space did get a lot of attention from not only my friends, but a lot of people who passed by, children, adults, parents alike. It was actually really fun to see the, oh my gosh, look at that Black Falcon army response said numerous times throughout the convention. Even my wife was actually shocked. My build wasn't complicated. It was stacking a bunch of minifigures on a base plate. That's pretty much what it is. But since I'm not going to ever display this setup ever again for the public, I savored in the moment and tried to figure out what I was going to do for next year, which I do have a couple things in mind. Now, the teardown, breaking it down was a lot quicker than the setup, as it took me 12 hours to actually finish the thing. It only took my wife and I about an hour and 45 minutes to tear it all down. Now, I did cheat by giving Chef my meals plates for him to mail me later, because I've exceeded my extra space that I allotted for bringing stuff home. From the garage sales to the vendors to the things my friends gave me, I just had no room. So the meals plate just went with Chef, and he's gonna mail it to me at a later date. But I was able to knock everything out regardless in a relatively quick time. I gave myself 3 hours to get this thing taken care of, but really with the help of my wife, it was only about an hour and 45 minutes. And to the original question, did my Lego Black Falcon castle survive the plane ride to Brickworld Chicago? Well, the main gate cracked in half, literally split down the middle. It was actually really hard to put together because all I had to do was kind of smush it back together in the parts that kind of snapped off. For the most part, the saran wrap kind of kept everything together. And the portcullis and the gate did implode, but that was an easy fix, and it didn't take long to actually finish and set up. The Archer Tower and the small gate, nothing happened. I mean, one piece maybe came off, but for the most part, the saran wrap held together and it was fine. Easy setups. These side walls though imploded, shattered completely to where I almost had to rebuild it from scratch. I should have packed the interiors of these walls with saran wrap stuff or stuffing or anything to kind of keep it from caving in. The weight and friction from a little push within the suitcase did not treat it well. So I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out, with the help of Secret Scroll Bricks, I'm calling him out because he didn't want to make himself known, and while he was with me pretty much most of the time during the setup and teardown. Now, as for the corner builds, not too bad. They survived for the most part as far as the paneling goes. Because I took them apart and was able to individually wrap and saran wrap every single one, it wasn't that bad. Yes, the wall though of these corners that kind of stick up like a shoe, those didn't make it too well, but it was an easy fix, and I spent enough time that I thought I was going to spend on them anyways, putting those two together. So, did my Lego Black Falcon castle survive the plane ride to Brickworld Chicago? Yeah.